What's up, y'all? Jumping in on a Tuesday, giving y'all a IG Live bonus. TC, what's up, y'all? Let me not lose it. There we go. Gotcha. Misty Andrew. We gonna work on them badges, TC. I appreciate that. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? I
I'm
appreciate you coming
good.
on. Thank you.
Absolutely. How are you?
Crazy Tuesday. Crazy Tuesday.
Why?
Dad life,
Oh,
agent
yeah.
life, contractors, a little
That's
bit of
right.
everything on a Tuesday, but no complaints though.
Yeah. I get people have to come home to deal with children. I'd be like, oh. Well, power to you. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, nah, that's the motivation right there. So we just had basketball practice before this, so
Oh.
that's all. Just a little hustle.
Dope. So well, let me stop because I'm already ready to start talking. Already ready to know more
It's no,
about what you do.
look, feel free. I tell everybody
So
once you come
so
on the
you're
live,
in all the pieces, right? So you're investor, you're realtor, also flipping.
yes.
So I
So
guess what
I
investor and flipping? Do you do long-term holds and flips?
yes.
Wow.
Yes. So short version of it is how about this? Let the people know who you are and
Oh
where you're
yeah,
from.
that's
Those who
right.
don't.
Absolutely. So my name is DeAndre McDonald. Hello. And I am a real estate investor. I focus mainly in Central Virginia, but I started house hacking. I'm primarily a long-term investor, so buy and hold investor, but I also do flips and also try to do flips with other people. So we're wrapping up our first joint venture actually this year. So those checks will be going out to all those community
Congrats.
members. Thank you, who invested last December. They'll be getting all their investments back plus 20% right in time for the new year. Very, very exciting stuff. So that's what I do.
That's dope. So similar. So I started out as a buy and hold investor. And then about 2017, I started flipping.
Okay.
And then using the flip helped me pay down my debt, give me
That's
some
right.
more cash flow. Now I'm going back to the buy and holds because I can be a little more patient.
Ooh.
And now I'm doing one duplex, two single families, and I am under contract on my first apartment building, which is a 6 unit
Wow. And where are you located?
in Philadelphia.
Oh, you're Philly. Okay. Nice
Yeah.
market. Very cool. Very,
Yeah,
very
super
cool.
fun, competitive market, but the upside of Philly is so amazing. And then my strategy, similar to yours, I partner with people for the flips,
That's
so
right.
that basically I don't really any of my own money for the deal, but I
Mm-hmm.
use my skills of managing contractors, getting buyers for the projects, most of them before they even hit the market, and
Yeah.
get turnaround in the 6 to 8 month window.
So I don't often get investors who are also agents. When you closing your own stuff, do you take commission? Do you not take the commission? Do you roll it in? What do you do when you close your own properties? When you represent?
So initially it depends on the deal. So I'll tell people the cool part about being an agent, if the deal is tight, I can save my commission to make the profit on the flip better.
Mm-hmm.
However, I recommend, because you are an agent and if you invested your time, go ahead and pay yourself through the agent, but just don't give yourself the full 3% or 2.5%. So what I'll do is
Ah.
I reduce my commission to give the buyer's agents more incentive to go ahead and get my property sold in the first week.
Ooh, I like that.
And
Okay.
then in my last year, though, I also have a team of realtors that work with me. I haven't been listing my personal stuff because I get emotional after I battled and I rumbled and re property. So when the agents come with the stuff, I'm like, I've learned now. Like I've had a couple good arguments, good rumble. So it's like, just let somebody on the team. So now they get
That's
it.
right.
But then also I can just be neutral and be like, I like it, I don't like it. But it's
Yeah,
not, I
you
don't
just
feel
get the
like it's
offers to you that you don't feel disrespected. You don't feel like this is what me who put down that tile. You don't see that craftsmanship, and you're gonna come at me with this offer? Okay.
yeah.
See if you ever buy a property, ever. See if anything ever comes through this brokerage for you again. I wish it would. So no, I get that. I didn't even realize I'd get emotional. I didn't realize it was in me to be like, how dare you? Even though I'm writing lowball offers just on just.
Well, so, and that's why I had to learn to separate it. I get it. We do the same thing to other people.
Oh, I
So
tell
you
you
gotta
what.
respect it. You got.
I wait till the last minute to write those student loan checks. Yet be looking at my tenants like, sir, ma'am, hello. Just because I do it doesn't. Come on, please.
You do it right.
Right,
Right.
come on, support Black business. But I don't support that one though. But you get it. You understand. That's funny.
I do. So tell me, for you, like that journey. So like you just retired from your 9 to 5.
Ooh, 2 years ago.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
no, we
know
deep in it now.
I've been following the journey, and so can you talk about, I guess, when you first went into your first deal to the point when you realized you could retire? Like, what was the difference in realize I could stay at my job or I could leave? Like,
oh, for sure. Okay, yeah. So my very, very first deal was when I was 23. Now let's go back. Let's be real. I graduated college and I had a degree in chemistry, and I was like, look at me. Oh, me with my degree. Look at me, big grades. And I couldn't get a job. And I could say it was the economy, but in reality, my transcript was a little trash.
okay,
And I was really struggling when I got out. So I got a job. I lifeguarded all through college. That's how I made money on the side. I made money in the summers. So I decided I was lifeguarding. I was teaching kids swimming lessons, which y'all, I have locks. So can we just also appreciate that I had to get chlorine daily and just was like trying to get them to blow bubbles with my hair up in the bun, just like, I can't afford to get it washed again, guys. We got to stay dry. But I was bartending. I was working at a vet hospital. I was doing all this stuff. And the first student loan payments aren't due till November. And I was barely treading water until then. And then November hit, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. And I had to really take a step back and be like, okay, I'm in a bit of a hole financially that if I can't get some sort of salary job, then I'm screwed. And I wish I would have talked to somebody more then, because I continue to apply only to chemistry jobs, which I shouldn't have. I should have expanded my range. But I got a job, and I was like, okay, now that I have a salary and I can go to the doctor, making it, doing large, making 28 grand a year. That's right. That's right. And my hospital was in network. I was like, write those prescriptions. I still realized that I wasn't that much better financially. So I was making money consistently and I could have days off, but I still wasn't like killing it. And my biggest expense was housing. So when I first bought, the intention was to at least lower my housing cost. By the time I was really interested in considering it, I was probably paying about $750. I know that number fluctuates between $700 and $750 all the time because I can't remember exactly what it was, because I wasn't taking notes then. I was just living. It was like $750 for a 1-bedroom. And they restricted what kind of animals you had. It wasn't in a great neighborhood, didn't love my neighbors, but it was what I could do. I was hoping that I could just get cheaper than that. And it got pre-approved, and it has its own story and its own time. But I went and got pre-approved, and I got pre-approved for $85,000. And I was hyped. Like, here, I got my salary. I can get vision insurance, get my free glasses. Now I have my pre-approval. I'm a full grown-up. And really, the way I found a realtor, and y'all, I still use this realtor today. He's still my realtor after all these years, was just a click on Trulia. I just clicked, I want to talk to this realtor. I just clicked one of those buttons. And he responded and was super nice. Come to find out, he's the top of the brokerage. He's the broker. He wasn't an agent. So for him to contact little old me and have a conversation. And I didn't realize he was the broker until like a year later, but have a conversation, and we went to look at properties, and the only thing on the market, there was one property on the market in my budget. And I was like, whatever it is, I want it. He was like, no, that's not how this works. You have to see it. And I was like, doesn't matter.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Sold. He's like, nope, that's not how this works. And again, I really appreciate it because I was blind in that time. You know, like I didn't know. My parents weren't around. So I was just, I'm lucky I found him. I'm lucky like God put him in my path. But we went to see oh yeah, please.
Your first generation college graduate?
No. So my mom graduated from college. My dad was military, so I think he got his associates. He'll kill me when he finds out. No, I'm not a first generation graduate. I'm not a first generation homeowner. But at this age, by myself, single, like it was all just new. And the energy I was getting from them was, we don't want you to do this because what if something happens? And I didn't need energy.
Right, because you're their baby. They were trying to protect you.
Yeah, it was genuinely out of love and protection, but I didn't need that energy. I needed to be able to take this step forward, which meant that I couldn't have them around, which led to some mistakes on my part for sure. But that energy, like I just couldn't, because I was like, I'm gonna do this. So if you're not like on board and gonna help, then I need you to back up. Or
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
But that energy though is what pushed you to keep doing more, because once you were in it, you were in it. And now you've used that momentum to then, so from the first property at 23, and when was retirement?
28.
So a 5-year window to reach your comfort level of financial freedom.
Oh, and I tell you, once I got the first property, then it was, oh, well, can I, this room, is this where we stay? The background, it was, everybody wanted to be here now that it was bought. Everybody wanted to visit, come say hi and do all this now that it was bought. But the reason we weren't cut off completely was because I knew it was from a place of love.
I got you.
If it wasn't from then, it would have just been, the whole thing would have been dead. That would have just been over to begin with. But it was from a place of love, so we weren't cut off completely. But then I also knew it was from a place of love because when they saw the success, because what was new for them was kind of large scale investing. That was new, especially again at my age with my income in this new place where they couldn't help.
Right.
But yeah, so my very first place, I wound up, and when I saw it, I was walking, I was like, offer in. He's like, again, no. You're going to go home and you're going to sleep on it. Time, and I'm super appreciative that he took that time. But I got my first place, $530 a month for a 2-bedroom and a den. So 2/3 bedroom, 1-bath townhouse. It had no HOA, $530, all taxes, insurance, all that. So even just that house by itself would have been enough to just kind of like, I have my new $28,000 a month job. I have my little townhouse that I'm staying in. If I stayed by myself, I would have saved $200 or $300 a month just in regular payments, but also been building equity and property appreciating over time.
Right.
But I took it a step further and I got a roommate.
There you go.
So once I got the roommate, that's when we really turned into true house hacking. So I was living in one room, willing to give up the big room too. I was like, I don't care. I just want to get paid.
Or you got the big room, you do your thing.
Live and laugh, love, and pay rent on the first, and I will be very appreciative. But he wound up paying about $600 a month, and that covered my mortgage. So I went from $750 to nothing overnight, seemingly overnight, and that was major. And I started teaching that following year. So then I went from 700 to zero in housing. My income went from 28 to 48,000, and I was able to not be drowning financially. So that was the very first deal. All I was doing in that very first one, I didn't know what was happening. I was just trying to lower my housing cost. I think I could push it with a roommate, but I knew at least by myself, it had to be low. Now I'm like, you want me? Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead, finish it.
Now I'm like, you want me to buy a single family? My God. And 200 profit? No.
Right. But But the good thing is, though, you started at the 200 profit or just bringing down your housing expense. And I mean, that opened you up to all the endless possibilities that now is like you said, now you could scrutinize more. Like, yo, I want 500, I want 600 in profit a month.
Yeah,
You know,
now I have
but,
standards. Way back then, it was just.
so as a realtor, I love that you were flexible and open, because a lot of times people, especially with social media now, like when we were doing this, social media wasn't as popular. Like your first house is like, yo, I want 50K in equity and I want to cash flow $1,000 a month. And I want to only do 3.5% down. Wait, you want, say what?
That's
Say
right.
it again. You want, like,
And I
no,
want it to be a duplex. Brick.
no, my favorite one is I want it to be a quad. They like, I want
That's
it to be.
right. Each has
And
3 bedrooms, side by side. Driveway outside, backyard, fenced in.
so,
Perfect.
so that's why I love the way you started to be flexible. And then on top of that, I don't think people understand that getting out and getting your feet wet part. Like,
Yeah.
hey, it's okay to move out. Like, I know people say like, oh, you don't have to jump out there and get the most expensive apartment. You don't have to jump out there and get the most prettiest house. Even if you just cut your expenses down, because again, what's that doing for you? You're setting yourself up for the long run. You literally made that sacrifice and said, hey, if I can cut my expenses, keep my job, income coming in while my expenses are staying low. And then from your first property to the second property, how long did it take you to buy the second one?
A year and a half. Oh, I was addicted.
And then
Once
did
that
you
first
start
check
buying?
came in, I was addicted. I was like, and then so my husband and I moved together, bought the second place. I was like, don't even unpack. Why? We moving next year. Just don't put nothing on the wall. We didn't have, but I'm like dead ass. There were no pictures up. There were no, leave it right in there. You can take out the Christmas tree, put it right in the Christmas tree box, because we will be picking this up. And then we did move a year later. And then we did move a year later. I was like, look, don't get comfortable here. You can paint walls when we leave. When we get the dream house, that's when you can get comfy.
I like that. I like that. It's not emotional. It's all towards the goal. It's nothing emotional, nothing personal about it. You know, it serves a purpose for us to get to where we're going. And
that's right.
Now, like you said, it got you to the point where, look, I can retire, quit if I want, go have a job, not have a job, but the choice is mine, versus I'm panicking because I got to go to work tomorrow and I need this check on Friday.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Can you talk about a little bit about that type of, like, what does that peace of mind look like? Not what does it feel like?
I've been actually having this conversation this week with people really close to me about, I am in a space now where I can choose what I want to do. And that is very new to everyone. And it's hard to process of, when the money is okay, what do you do with your time? And I don't want people, like, I'm not at the point where I'm making $10, $15, $20,000 a month. I'm not living that kind of life yet, but I'm making more than I was as a teacher. So to be making that same salary instead of Monday through Friday, I work Mondays. What do you do for the rest of the week? And then also, I realized as a teacher, because I'm an introvert, I was coming home exhausted. And like mentally and physically just exhausted from dealing with children all day. Now I don't have that either. So now you just lie in bed awake. You're like, oh, I didn't actually need 10 hours of sleep a night. I was just stressed. Okay, understood. So when you're lying in bed, just like, what do you do? And I think the greatest feeling, even though it is very scary, has been, I truly have options now. Tomorrow morning, I miss teaching. I will not commit to a full day, but I miss teaching. But tomorrow morning I volunteer. So on Wednesdays I volunteer at my school with the kids I used to teach. And I get to do that because of the way my money is set up now.
So look, right? I don't know if people heard that. So I got to retrack it.
Okay.
Right? So because I think that is super amazing, right? You were honest and you started out by saying, look, I'm not even making 10, 20, 30,000 a month, right? You're being authentic saying, hey, I'm making enough money that my bills are paid, my household is taken care of, and I literally can pick and choose to go out the house, not out the house, and all is well. But even better yet, because I have this time, I still want to help or be a role model for the youth or my community. I volunteer at the school once a week just because. Just because.
Yeah, and there's so much we can do, and I think a lot of us fall away from that because we can't, because of our daily jobs, right? Because of maybe the stress of your daily jobs, your family lifestyle, like whatever that is, that has you might genuinely have responsibilities that you have to take care of. So I'm not trying to take away from that, but I think after college we don't really get the opportunity to be like, what do you like? I ask, I ask all the boomers I talk to, because y'all, you gotta talk to your baby boomer relatives, because who else are they gonna leave in their will, right? So I gotta check in my baby boomers to make sure I'm still fresh in the wills. And one of the things I ask about is, what do you do for fun? Like genuinely, what are your hobbies?
That water crowd.
What?
Ooh, ooh.
Yes, I'm sorry. Are you not calling me boomers?
I'm back. So I talk to them, but I have a struggle talking to them because
I don't.
what you just talked about, them knowing what they like to do for fun, it's like, I feel like they kind of look down on our generation because we're not doing the traditional work 40 years and be happy at one job.
I think on top of that,
that
it isn't just work 40 hours. It's, if you have free time, why aren't you working more? And you can tell that because they don't have and I'm Jamaican, man. The parents are Jamaican. That whole skit of Jamaica just having 8 jobs, that is real in my family tree. That is for real. But I don't think they were allowed to have hobbies. If it was internal or societal, the idea that you have a free 2 hours every night and you want to knit and you want to learn a language and you want to learn to paint, are you going to sell the paintings? Because if you're going to have a hobby, monetize it. If not, then you can fix this, the toilets rocking, the cabinets squeaking. So I don't think they know what they like to do. And I think a lot of us, if push comes to shove, past college, if you went, that's probably the last space where you had of someone saying, what are you interested in? Just take a course. Just see. What do you like that has nothing to do with anything else? You have your core classes you have to take for your degree, but like, you want to learn Japanese? Fucking learn Japanese. Whatever. You want to do dodgeball? Do dodgeball. So, that's the last time we get that. And this is what financial freedom can give us now, of being like, what do you like doing? What do you enjoy on a regular basis? Not what do you have to do because other people are expecting it. Am I still here? Did I get frozen?
You're back now. We hear you now.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, just making choices.
That's right. No, that's a great conversation within itself, because I feel like even for our age group, you get caught up in the hustle and bustle now, or just trying to provide for your family, or just even us entrepreneurs that get caught up in chasing the entrepreneur goals.
Yes, absolutely.
But just having that aha moment to say, hey, today is a day just for me, or a day is a day me and my family, we're going to disconnect and we're just going to go walk to art museum or something, whatever it is we do. But having that balance of life, freedom, and having something that, like you said, is just super carefree.
Yes.
Just super carefree. It don't have nothing to do with nothing, but again, carefree, like
just my happiness. I'm not trying to, we're not going to the art museum for you to learn how to be an artist and sell your stuff online. I know we giggling, but I think that is very real. There's been so many things that I have started that I'm like, oh, that's a business. And it's like, or you just, I am literally, so I don't, Lord, I'm trying to paint and put wallpaper up and try different things in my house. There's my kid. Well, try new things in my house. I really, really struggle to not make it a YouTube series and not make something on Instagram, because so much of my brain has been like monetized. Like, you don't get to just like have fun. Unless you are on vacation. And even on vacation, you want me doing all these things. I just want to sit down. Just let me sit down. I just want to sit down in peace, please. But you don't have to monetize everything. It could just be because I just want to be in this space right now. And I think that after I retired was when I fully allowed myself to say that and to live that and to try that.
No, that is amazing within itself. For you, and now with this growth, like, what would you tell somebody that's trying to figure out those gaps of, I need to get my income down just a little bit, well, increase my income, but get my expenses down? Like, how does that roadmap look for people who are like kind of already in that challenge and fight every day?
Yeah, I think number one is like fully awareness. I genuinely tell my students or my clients, if you want $100 a month, you want $200 a month, budget. Don't buy real estate. It's not worth it. I like fully and truly, if you want $100 a month, it's not worth it. You should just change your cell phone plan, and that will probably get you there. Because I just got a new cell phone for the first time in years, and my bill went up $105. It went up $105 because I wanted to buy the 12, and I bought the 12 the 13 came out because Verizon is the bull, and they told me the 13 was coming out the month next. But anyway, I have the iPhone 12, and it went up.
Right.
But if I would have just kept my iPhone 10 that I had, I don't have to deal with no tenants. There's never a leaking toilet. There is never a broken roof. None of that. All that happens is I just have to keep the iPhone 10, and I get that same $100, and I don't get taxed on it. So that is better. So much of us are losing money in our regular. And I know a lot of people feel that I don't have enough to budget. And my argument is the less you have, the more you should be budgeting. And I don't mean restricting or sacrificing. I think that word has come with a lot of negative emotions that I'm expecting you to, like, you don't get to have nice things. You don't get to, it's too much. You shopping, are you buying fresh vegetables? No. You need to.
You need the damaged ones.
Right? That's going to be thrown away tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying awareness of what you're spending. That's the big step of like, do you even know what you're spending? So when we go through budgets, step one is like, let's figure out what it is. Step two, let's get the free money. I'm talking free. Let's change the cell phone plan, not even the phone, the plan. Is there a cheaper plan we can go to? Right. Is there a cheaper or different insurance we can get? Is there a cheaper rent? Let's get the free money that you don't have to change nothing but the person you pay. Right. And then let's have a real conversation about if your lifestyle is supported by your income. And once we are there together, now we can talk real estate. Because I don't want you, and you're the same way I am, I don't want you to need the real estate money. Not immediately. Because if you need it, you can't be the landlord you want to. And I think if you follow me, you follow you want to do it the right way, and you need money. So for the first year or two, I don't want you to use that money. But that only works if you can live off your income. It only works if you can live off your earned income. I didn't touch my real estate money. So I say this a lot, but I want to reframe it slightly. I did touch it when I was living in the house. So the house I lived in, of course, I touched the money because I used that to pay my mortgage, right? But my rental properties, I don't touch that money. Even now, that money sits in an account. And when it gets big enough, I buy something else with it because I have found other ways to make money. So I am living on this money, but all this other money is just out there so I can do what needs to be done if the issue arises. But that's also because I'm so in control of the money I have that I can do that. But some of us think more is it, and it's like, it can help. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people who's like, being rich will make you happy. Yes, it does. It does. Don't let me lie to you. It does. It absolutely makes you happy. But to get there, we have to be in control of what we have first.
No, so the amazing thing that, and I tell people this sometimes, but I don't talk about it enough. In the beginning, I was the person who thought that money was my money. I was there and didn't have any money in the account because I thought the money was my money.
That's right.
That $600 then had to come out of my pocket from my earned income money, because at the time I still had a job. And that was the moment when I realized, maybe I'm not supposed to spend this. Let 3-4 months. So at first I was like, I'll let 4 months go in before I pay myself, and I'll pay a little bit. So however it works for you, right? But then it truly wasn't a business that was able to scale until 3 years in, until I started learning my ways and bad habits. But especially for me, I got into business because I wanted to floss. I wanted to be fancy. I didn't have no kids. I didn't have no responsibilities. I still was living in my mom's back room.
I tell you what.
I was partying, so it was like, this money is to help me live a lifestyle. But that lifestyle is not sustainable when tenant don't pay rent.
That's right.
The repairs start coming in.
Yep.
Oh, and not to mention, you got to pay city bills at the end of the year.
Yes.
You got to pay inspections. You got all this stuff that just randomly comes.
Yep.
At the wrong time. It's never at the right time. It's always the wrong time.
Always.
So for me, that was part of one of the other reasons why I started flipping. But then I again realized, hey, while I'm working on this flip, the rental money keep building, and I realized, like, oh, so I do make money. I just got to stop spending it.
Yeah.
But now when the flip money comes in, oh, look at this lump sum of money. I could also add to the rental pot, but if I take from the flips and go buy more properties, whether it's a flip or a rental, you can split it up. But again, don't take that money and ball out prematurely.
Yes, that's exactly right.
If you ball out prematurely, it's going to be a quick.
And you very quickly will become a slumlord. And I mean that with my whole heart and soul, because something is going to break. So if you don't have any money, you will very quickly become the thing that everybody hates.
You become the person that's going to eventually sell me or you the property, because it's a headache to you now. It's now a headache.
When you sell it, also knows below value, so you will be coming to the closing table with money. So just also be aware that you're not selling it for retail value. If it gets to us, you're not selling it for retail value. So you've lost even more in your wildness. And the budgeting, so the budgeting was my foundation. That was because I had apparently coping mechanisms from trauma from not having money, like therapist, right? So I'm excessively budgeting to keep all my pennies together, but that actually wound up helping me as an investor. So I get caught at the end of the year with tax stuff, because I'm like, oh, do I have to pay $2,000 in taxes? So y'all gonna get a check every month for $200 that's sit straight here. Y'all not catching me. I'm smart and classy, and I will not be caught at the end of the year with my pants down. But because I have budgeted my own money to do the same thing, those good habits filter over to your business. But the bad habits do the same thing, right? Habits are habits.
Right.
What is it, like, under pressure you fall to your weakest habit? Like, habits are habits, the strength of your weakest habit. You can't scale badness. Like, you can't scale being excessive. So I'm proud of you for recognizing.
Well, thank you, and super proud of you as well. And the thing is, even some of those bad habits, right? They don't kick in right away showing how bad they are. Because for some bad habits, like I said, I was paying myself. That bad habit worked for a couple months.
That's right.
Until it didn't. So, and I say that to say, because I talk to a lot of people that are like, I learned this from my uncle. I love this from my cousin. This person. And they're like, well, why can't I do that? I'm not telling you you can't do it. I'm telling you, for best practices and growth, something that it won't sustain itself. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Don't get offensive when I tell you, but the thing is, the question is, Do you want a business or do you want to hustle?
Yeah.
And to build those businesses such as what you have, or to build you a hustle. And eventually the hustle is going to be on an auction block, and we're going to be asking you, when do you want to go to settlement, and how much is that enough time for you to come up with the difference of money that you still owe?
That's right. Speak it. The house wins. So if you hustling, they gonna win. The house wins. It is what it is. And real estate is not something you can get out of fast. So this goes back to, you just want to hustle, then do a little something on the side that you can make your money from, and or just budget. Just budget better to try to find that money in your pocket so that you could buy the $200 Henny taster at the club, right? With the sparklers. I see the girls with the sparklers. I'm like, I want sparklers.
I sound like
oh, no, never. I said it was cool. Look at the sell sparklers. I'm important. Look at me. I'm doing big things with my sparklers. But yeah, and I also want people to know, no matter which way you go. So his might have been excess. Mine was, I don't want to pay for nothing.
Okay.
So even if it's broken, I don't want to pay for it.
Here you go.
When I tell you what, my first house, my roommate could have absolutely sued me. I think that, because that heater broke, that HVAC broke, and I was like,
not today.
Bundle up. I don't know what to say. Time to get bundled. And literally, we didn't have heat for like 3 days. And he was like, so, and I was like, yeah, you're right. This is my bad. I should have, I got to be better. But I was to the point of the fear of spending anything. I had let myself go the other way, that I don't want to spend a dime because I just got money. I was new to it. I didn't know how to feel about it. So I don't want people to think neither of us had it or did what we were supposed to do. Right? Neither of us was fixing the heater. You, because you were spending it on sparklers. Me, because I was terrified that I was going to get taken by something. I don't know. But coping mechanisms are never positive because you're coping because of drama. So you have to do something about it. But yeah, it's great supplement money. I know people I get phone calls all the time. How much do I need to leave my job? And I just feel like, let's just get started first. Let's just do 1 or 2, because you might not want to leave your job. You might be like, oh, because I tell you what, that energy is different in the classroom when I don't have to be here. You be looking like, well, how many PDs? No,
we got a good friend in our network, Dwayne, man. He tells a great story about how he worked at the parking authority for 16 years before he quit. He could have quit 10 years ago. He literally said it was a different feeling when I would go to work and my boss or supervisor would say something crazy. And I just, okay, I'll be in my office.
That's right.
You're not worried about it. It's a different feeling. Well, and then the way he puts it, when you have FU money, nothing really.
Oh, I know. Part of the reason I had to leave is because I was getting real disrespectful. I know I was. Oh, I know I was. To the kids, co-teachers, students, anybody can get it. You get anybody can get it right now, because y'all, I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here. Okay? So behave, because I will bounce and you will have nobody.
Right. So are you still taking on coaching clients? Are you still taking on clients?
Kind of. No, not really. I'm but I've recently signed some stuff with some sponsors, and so I gotta figure that out first.
Okay.
I know this is new. It happened today. I know it happened today, so this is news. I haven't practiced what to say. Thank you. I haven't really practiced how to talk about it. But so right now it's kind of, things are on pause till I figure out what
you can do, not do.
That's right.
But so with that said, though, we can expect some more great things in 2022.
Yeah, 2022 is gonna be nice. Vaccinated or not, America still don't want to get itself together. We can expect some good stuff in 2022.
Okay, so not quite sure how it's going to look, but we know if we stay tuned, you'll share the information.
Oh, for sure.
Opportunities one way or another to work with you. Well, I know you said earlier you're an introvert, so what's the chances we get you to Philadelphia?
It's so dirty, but I would.
we have a beautiful city. You can't.
Is it because everything when I went, it was.
Where'd you go?
I had a conference. It was the Reading Terminal, the Reading Terminal.
Oh, well, that's down. That's part of them.
I'm from New York, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, times worse. Come on, New York.
Well, if you promise you'll clean the streets, I think I can make it to Philly.
Well, I tell you what, we'll make it worth your while. I don't know if we can get the, or better, you could come to one of our cleanups that we do in the summertime, because we do cleanups in the neighborhoods that we do that we rent in. So my community of real estate investors and network, we go to where we invest and we clean up the blocks in the summertime. To your point, some of these neighborhoods is like, yo, it's crazy. So we try to be that advocate for the people that we service.
You gonna put me to work cleaning up people's trash?
We gonna network. We gonna network.
Y'all see this? Y'all see this? So, guys, he got me out here working. He said this is gonna be an interview. Now I gotta pick up trash. What kind of? And he asked me in front of everybody. This wasn't even an email. He was like, "You gonna come pick up some trash in Philadelphia?"
Look, it's a beautiful city. We know it's a little rough, but we just try to find a solution for it. But we gotta get you to one of our conferences. Seriously.
Oh, that would be fun. A conference in a nice, clean,
air conditioned.
That's right.
Food. We'll get you in the room.
Y'all see this? I'm gonna get this live and I'm gonna cut it up and I'm gonna put it on TikTok. You can't do lives with nobody. They trying to get you to do volunteer work. This is. I told him I retired. He was like, I can fix that. No problem. You can do trash now.
The people, with the people. That's all.
With the people. Okay. If everything.
You probably y'all got houses with big lawns and stuff. So we'll cut some grass at the property. It's not wrong.
I pay people to do that. What? That's what we pay people. We don't get out there ourselves and invite our guests. But yes, okay, it's fine. I love it. I love it so much. Landlord, the street cleaner, did you see it? But it's great. I love it. It's so good.
Don't encourage your Stephanie. Don't encourage.
Oh, way to network. This is something. Something.
All right, so look, skip the clip. We the dinner. We're gonna get you to the conference.
That's good. Gonna have to give me a per diem. Got me out here working. Oh no.
Yo, you are amazing. And I can imagine the conversations with your tenant. I could just
I tell you what. One tenant, he don't follow me. Called me today and was like, did you get the money order? And I was like, no, I didn't get the money order. He's like, oh, because I sent you a picture of it. I was like, yeah, but you didn't send it. And he was like, oh, yeah, my dog ate it. I was like, two things. Number one, what dog? What are you talking about? Because
there's no dogs.
Sir, there is what? He was like, no, a dog in general. And I was like, a dog? Go ahead and add an extra 25 to that, my boy. Go ahead, my boy. Go get another money order. Because you got to pay that penalty, sir. Because you have so tenants are great.
You're a little short. You're going to be a little short.
You're going to add that to that late fee as well. If you just want to put that in the room. Oh, tenants are fun. Oh, they're fun.
all the time. I had a tenant one time tell me it was no dog, but then posted a family picture with the dog in the living room.
I'm like, that wall looked familiar. That's my wall. That's that seafoam. I remember picking it out. You don't remember picking it out? We painted the test swatches. That's my wall, sir. Comment. I want to like it. You want to comment? Beautiful wall.
I screenshotted it. I sent it to my property manager. Like, you might want to have a conversation with them. You want to talk about them.
Oh, I promise you. Oh, and it's printed in color because I can't bring technology into the courtroom. I'm telling you, like, right to CVS. Let me get that 5x8. Go ahead, print that out right there. Little timestamp. We're gonna have proof. if you say you don't have this dog.
So, but one more question for you. For the people who are looking to get ready for 2022, can you give us either podcasts or books you'll recommend to prepare us for success in 2022?
Yeah, I'm rereading right now. Let me grab this. I'm rereading Atomic Habits.
Okay.
By James Clear. And I've read it a bunch of times. I probably read it like once a year. And my word, or one of my words for 2022 is intentionality. I think so much of our stuff is missed because we are not being intentional. We are creatures of habit, all of us, but a lot of those habits aren't positive. At best, they're neutral. At worst, they're damaging and very, very negative. And I think if you want to be in this business or any business, that we have to be more intentional with all of our actions, be it what we read, what we consume online, what we watch on TV, the people we talk to. The same way, like I had to be intentional about keeping a distance from my parents who, even though they loved me, were not supporting me financially or not supporting my goal in that moment. You might have to do a little of that too. So a lot of what I'm reading is just about being intentional. It's about making decisions with base and a foundation in mind, and not just because it's the easiest or it's the most convenient or simplest in that moment.
And what was the name of that book one more time?
Atomic Habits.
Okay.
By James Clear.
Nice. And just that one, or you have any other ones you want to add to it?
Right now, I can't reach very many more from where I'm sitting. And I'll be like on my Amazon wish list when new books come up, and like I'll buy those. 10, 15. That's I spend more, probably 50. Just because I want to have different ideas in mind. And sometimes I read a book and I'm like, wow, all of that was garbage. All of that, none of that is useful. But I know now, and I know what I don't want to do, because that's just as important as what you do. Right? You don't know what you don't want until you experience or tried a few things. So right now, that's all I would have to say. And I think that I'm trying to read at least more books that are more instructional and not just theoretical. Not just like, this is how you should feel. It's like, no, this is how you do this. So if you want to set a good habit or rework habits, he goes step by step of like, how do you set the habit? How do you rework old stuff? I don't want habits can be great. And like, that's the general idea. So right now, that's it. As I get more, I will happily share. But that's what I'm working with right now.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. And we definitely appreciate your time. And so I guess we have to wait, though. You said after the new year, you'll start releasing your courses or the things that you'll be doing, so that if people want to get involved or support you after the new year, you got us.
Absolutely. So if you follow or check the page, because that at least you'll get you to giggle in the meantime. So if you want to giggle and learn about real estate, you can just follow the page now. And then, like I said, the next 2 weeks-ish, I'll be off just trying to enjoy the holiday and give myself a little refresh. But then starting the new year, coming in pretty strong about what stuff will be available for you guys.
Okay. Well, we definitely appreciate it. And like I said, definitely want to salute you for what you're doing. Super amazing. And I think now I got to go back and hit some of my notes for 2022, because I know myself, I got to work on a few of my bad habits I got left and work on a few things. So I definitely appreciate that encouragement you gave us. Anything you want to leave the people with before we let you go? I
want to say, one of the reasons I was not on live for very much is because I always felt, I was always worried about how the dynamic goes or how like the energy is. And this has been just absolutely wonderful. This has been a great evening to talk real estate. People who are on, I'm very excited to follow up with some of you guys who are asking me questions or sending me messages. I am excited to come to Philly. He already said it. I have not agreed to the trash, but I have agreed to some conference stuff. Maybe that'd be fun. But I just wanted to be very clear that I did not sign up to pick up trash after I told him how dirty his city was.
Sure, we put that in the itinerary.
That's right. I'm going to get a quick shot for the gram, like in all white. All white heels, helping the people. But no. Man.
We got
Yeah, that's right. So thank you. Thank you. This has been wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. And I'm glad it wasn't painful. We have fun. I tell people, you do the interview, we become family. We're cousins now. So it's just conversation dialogue, because we need more of these conversations
Yeah.
that are genuine to share with people, because, you know, you get caught up sometimes and you see all the stuff on Instagram, but they give you little bit. Like, nah, let's get to know these people and let's
Yeah.
share some of the stuff that's really going to help you go to the next level or even just get started. So definitely, I appreciate you. Salute. And look, she kept it simple. She said, buy the first house and rent the rooms out. If you don't have a big family, it's just you, rent the rooms out. That right there alone just cut the overhead. You only need one house, and look, you just gave yourself almost an extra paycheck a month with one house.
With one property, just one.
So definitely, I appreciate you. I look forward to connecting. And let me double check. I think we had somebody drop one question. When you go look at a house for a flip, does your contractor come with you? Do you want to answer that one?
For me, no, not the first time I go, just because I can tell for some of the stuff that it's not gonna be worth it. But once I am under contract, then I probably will have my contractor come look at a flip. I'll send him pictures for sure, so he can at least eyeball some of the big things. So I'll be sending him pictures of the foundation. But cosmetic stuff, I kind of know where it's going. But
Right.
big roof issues, that I'll send him pictures. But unless we're in the contract, why is he coming out there? Because it doesn't matter what it costs, because I don't have the contract in my hand yet.
Yeah. So, and for me also, my contractor doesn't come initially. I mean, for my strategy, I rip everything out anyway. Like, I really don't care because it's all coming out. So,
Yeah.
you know, we just try to budget for it. And sometimes my budget is close, never right, but it's close. And sometimes it's really off. So, you know, so it's all good. So, but for any of you new investors that are like kind of nervous about that, like, hey, I want to look at these houses, but I'm trying to eyeball it, you know, start going to open houses or houses that are vacant, and then just start paying attention of, this looks really old, this looks kind of new, this looks in between, and it'll help you gauge the good and the bad or the indifferent, you know. Get your reps for sure. So again, go ahead. What are you
I
about
wanted
to say?
to add, I really like that he said open houses and not asking your realtor to take you places, right? Because we can learn, but it's not necessarily fun to learn on someone else's dime. That's not fair. An open house, realtor is there. The house is open. You can walk in. They do not get paid per person or per hour. They are there for those few hours. But if you're asking a realtor to like drag you along to 10 or 15 places when you don't have an intention to buy, that's when things get iffy. So I really just love that additional step of making sure it's an open house to get free information.
Well, you just sparked something. I didn't say it yet, but we did drop it. Or you can come to the events that we do, where we basically do a ride along. So January 23rd is our first ride along for 2022. So we'll take you to a house that's fully gutted. We'll take you in a house that has the mechanicals and framing up. Then we'll take you in a house that's already finished, so you can see the houses in different phases, and then we can help you put together the good, bad, or indifferent of the process.
I love
so
that.
23rd. So if you're a person, look, I ain't looking to buy, but I want to learn, invest in yourself in 2022. Like Jordans this weekend, they were $225 in the store. Resale price was $400 to $450.
Wow.
So let's Jordans for 1 month and invest in ourselves, and let's see what that return on investment will be in 2022. So, you know, whether you do a course with me, you do a course with somebody else, doesn't matter, but be intentional about investing in yourself and in your future.
Yeah, that's dope.
So again, thank you. I look forward to connecting with you. We get you to Philly, or hopefully we can do another IG live together. But happy holidays and happy New Year to you.
Same to you. Thank you. And thank you guys, everyone who joins. I've been off for a while and this has been really fun. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you. I'll send this to you. We're going to save this, drop this to the YouTube. So I'll send it to you once we get it chopped up.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.